Smite Force Chronicles. This is Season 4, Episode 1, The Road Less Traveled. So congratulations to you guys. Am I still echoing? My voice is weird. Anywho. Yeah, so you guys are now in a new season. How cool is that? This is Season 4. I figured you're heading into the mines, and that's a great place to start a new season. You've done a bunch of sort of Season 3 was a lot of in between the dragon and today, and Season 4. By the way, we did 30 episodes since you guys fought that dragon.
Promise, the music is very loud.
Oh, let me change that for you.
Down.
Yeah, I can.
I turned down all my volume, and now it's weird.
I'll also turn down. How's that?
Perfect.
Yes, my bad.
No
Yeah,
worries.
please call it out when things are like that, because it's I can't hear what you guys hear. So awesome. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, you guys did you left the dragon. You fought things in an airship. You met Toph. You ended up in Daggerford. You went to a festival. Tyros was kidnapped and had his ass handed to him. Right. You made your way to an oasis. You freed the people from, or you freed the water for the people. You ran back into Mysterio, who handed Tyros' ass to him. And, facilitated. And then you guys outfitted yourself for a trek to the mines of Teth. Any questions? So Season 4.
Mm-hmm. Exciting.
And by the way, we're on, what is this? We're on year 4 as well. So year 4.
I believe it's been 4 years.
That's just bananas, yeah. We started at COVID. That was 2020, right?
Yeah.
So, how times have changed. All right, so we're here at the title screen, Burden of Knowledge, Mines of Tethymar. Nice placeholder. I thought this would be a good time for you guys to do a quick chat with each other and decide how you sort of want to wrangle today. I'm going to have you guys vote. Don't do it yet. I'm going to have you guys vote for who the leader is for the day. But a couple of things to discuss. Remember, there were 2 ways in. There were 2 ways into the mines, right? There was one, sort of the front gate, the main, sort of what you're looking at on that title screen. And the other was someone had discovered some, a cave entrance. So why don't you guys discuss that while I pull up the polls.
Hey guys. So apparently there is a front entrance and an entrance through a cave on the side.
Oh, we
If
gotta
you
do
forgot.
this.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think we can do the side. And if we wanted, maybe we send Mysterio through the front entrance as a distraction. I mean,
Wow.
I don't.
How do we know?
about-
How do we know we'll find him again?
that's true. It is a good point. That is a good point.
I'm not going to do the polls today. You guys go ahead and just decide who's the leader today. Old school.
I would recommend against myself, as I am also juggling a baby.
That's dangerous. Be careful, that thing, that you don't want to drop it.
It is. It's very dangerous, very reckless of me.
I would more than happy be the leader, except for we may get into some more shenanigans since I'm not of the most intellectual of the group. But that's fine.
Why don't we let Adam lead?
That sounds like a good idea.
Fearless leader. I vote for Adam as well.
Sounds like, Adam, you are the leader.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Huzzah!
So you tell me when you guys are ready to be on the Black Road, which is the desert travel that you've been in for a little while. You know your journey is going to take you the Black Road to sort of the Dagger Hills pathway through some forested areas, and then you'll arrive in the mountains of the Dwarven Mines. You just tell me when you're ready.
I
Ready.
did fix my inventory issue, so I am good.
And I think we did agree last time that we were going to go to the side entrance, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We did.
travel at night, sleep during the day like we did before.
Awesome.
At least until the not so overwhelmingly hot during the day.
What time did you guys want to leave?
I think we left,
I think we already left.
yeah, when it cooled down and was supposed to be like evening-ish when it was getting cooler is when we left, I believe.
All right, so it's about 7:45, or it's about 8:06. We'll make it 8:06. All right, so let's load this darn thing up and get you going. Welcome to the Black Road, and on which I am turning off the music. All right, so you're on the Black Road. It's about 8:06 at night. It's dark. You've got your horses doing their thing. You've got, I think you put, you don't know his real name, so Mysterio. You know, he's riding a horse. A little less comfortable, a little more exposed. But, as I told you last time, here's the narrative one more time. So the journey from the Black Road to the entrance of the mines of Tethymar is a harrowing one, filled with both awe-inspiring beauty and lurking dangers. The Black Road itself is a well-traveled path, cutting across various terrains. For some parts, it's paved and well-maintained, and other stretches are a little more rocky, and, you know, just marked by the ruts of the countless wagons and the hooves of horses. Speaking of hooves of horses, I'm gonna bring up my sound bar and get this guy going. And now you should hear their little footios. All right. So, you know, as you leave, you know, the more populated areas, you find yourselves encompassed by wild landscapes. The road leads through expansive plains where winds whisper the secrets of ancient times to dense forests. And Dinjarin dense forest doesn't mean a dumb forest. It means that they're tightly packed. I know your intelligence is low. Each type of terrain poses its own set of challenges, from muddy, impassable areas during the rains to dry, almost desert-like stretches that require careful rationing of water supplies. All right, so you're traveling through night. Good times, right? Mr. Adam, Mr. Tempe. Anything special that you guys want to do?
I was just going through to get a read on what may be going around us. I know I have certain spells that can do that. I don't know if anyone else does. I think Stephanie might. Stefanos. Primal Awareness.
Does someone want to run? Because Stefanos will be in and out. Would someone want to run her character for her? Someone who is sort of interested enough in D&D in general that they'll take the time to sort of understand her spells and all of that stuff. Because I don't really want to run her character. I think that's
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
I would be happy to, but I'm gonna be out for 2 sessions in June. For last session in June, first session in July. Just FYI. But I'm happy to do it.
We'll be dark all of July. I'll be in Greece.
Okay, so I'm on PT or sabbatical in July as well.
Yeah, a bunch of us are going to be gone.
Wait, you have
guys are
sabbatical in July too?
tied together.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Okay, we need to get all of this on the calendar. You may have it on other calendars. I need to see who's like. I think half our team's out. That's gonna be a problem. Well,
Yeah,
I'll have-
well, I told Sarah back in February, I think.
Oh, I'm not gonna say
we've
no.
been on it for a while.
Yeah, but we need to have plans that we can share with our product partners. That's all. All right. So, go ahead.
I was gonna say I could run Stephanie right now, but I guess on that note, if she is going to be out for an extended period, should she not
Yes,
be in the adventure now?
I already have a plan for that.
Okay.
For those who joined a little late, well, or a little on time, you have a little toolbar floating around that you probably have never seen before. The coffee pot on the left toolbar hides and shows it. It is my toolbar. It's the Coffee Pub toolbar, and it will increasingly interesting things for you to do there. I think right now your version allows you to consult the Regent. The Regent is our AI tool. Don't go crazy with that. I'm it's open, but it's how I look things up. Like how long will it take to get from Daggerford to the Mines of Tethymar, right? So it's our little AI guy. The player notes aren't as useful yet, but they will be. The password is the same password you use to get into Foundry. And then I think the other couple of things are Trumpet, my favorite bongo feat, and then of course El Kabong. So a couple of just little sound for you. You also have quick access to your chats. So one of the reasons I made this toolbar is going to replace us having to use macros for everything, because I think the macros are nice for your quick actions, but some of these things didn't really make sense as macros, like the chat stuff. So anyway, that's what those are. So Tempe, you had said you wanted to do a little perceiving around what's around you, or is that?
Yeah, so I have a primeval awareness in which I can spend one spell slot to focus my awareness on the region around you. You can sense whether the following types of creatures are present within 1 mile of you: aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. I don't know if y'all think that'll be handy or not, or if anyone has anything similar. But how far are we from the mines in general?
You're about a 2-day. You have about a day in the Badlands and maybe a day and a half in the forest.
I have the Dagger of Warning, so anything that's within any danger that's within 30 feet of us, my dagger will start to vibrate. So it doesn't give us a ton of warning, but it does give us some warning.
Yeah, are you?
Stefanos has a crossbow of warning as well. So I think we're good for immediate attack. I don't know if it's worth spelling this until we get to the mines, my primeval awareness, but I can always long rest and do it again when we get there.
Yeah, you're gonna have time for 2 long rests during the night. You don't need a ton of sleep, right? Your character, but you do need it to get back your spell slots and stuff. So, if it's okay, so are you guys awake during the night? Are you sleeping?
We're awake at night.
So you're all the whole party.
We've gone nocturnal.
All right, so you've gone nocturnal. All right, so we're going to travel 4 hours into the future, and then 4 hours into the future.
I was wanting to do my best, by the way, to just kind of look ahead and see if we could tell like other wagons or horses have been heading or ahead of us. Can we see? Does it look like someone's already come this way at some point?
Are these hoof prints fresh? Yeah.
Yeah, give me 1 second. Our first roll of the season.
Someone driving Stefanos?
I'll roll for him stuff. We need to watch the pings, by the way. They doubled our RAM, but my other party's having horrible problems as well.
Oh, that's a creepy week.
All right, Tyros, Stefanos, and Tempe are the heroes of the roll. So yeah, so you look, you slow down, sometimes stop. You check out the ground. You can see that, with the wind that's blowing through this area, you'd expect it to be somewhat smooth, right? But you can see that there's tracks that the wind hasn't blown away. So there has been probably other wagons within the last few hours. Definitely, last few days. This is really the only thoroughfare that goes through the Badlands, right? It's kind of like what's the highway that goes between LA and Las Vegas? It's like there's only one road and it's desolate, right? It's a lot like that trip. So if you run into someone, you doubt that you're going to pass them, right? Or they're going to come upon you. Everyone sort of travels at roughly the same speed, right? Because they don't want to wear their horses out. You have to feed them and water them and all that jazz. You may run into someone coming the opposite direction, but you have not done that yet. As for animal tracks, you see the occasional paw print or claw print or whatever crossing from north to west. North to south, south to north. Sometimes you see little pitter pattering of feet. They sort of run parallel to the road that you're on. But nothing too concerning. You've not come across any bodies or bones or anything too much that has caused you concern.
Oh, I think we could rest easy, everybody.
Yep. All is well.
Indeed. All right, so we're gonna fast forward for the first 4 hours. This gives us 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to see if you run into anything. And you're all clear. So for the first 4 hours, you're good to go. That means that bought you what you need to get to the next 4 hours. So that puts you at about 4 a.m. You know the sun's going to start coming up pretty soon. It's still nice and cool, right? The sun hasn't heated up too much. It is not lost on you that you have 2 wagons. One wagon has a cover, the other wagon does not, right? So as dawn approaches, how do you guys want to handle daytime travel? You setting up camp?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
probably what we did last time. So set up some sort of shelter or covering. I think we had a tent, and then we put the 2 caravans beside each other, and some people laid underneath to get away from the sun.
Right.
Yep. Little shade.
Yeah, so tell me when you guys are ready to do that. And are you doing full a tent campsite? Are you guys doing this like the simple which is bedrolls and a main tent?
I think simple as long as we all have shelter.
Yeah, I think you guys went with the simple.
Yeah, because I would imagine if we have to pick up and move fast, we want to keep it simple.
All right. So what time did you want to make camp? It's 4 a.m.
When it gets hot.
Yeah, I think once the sun's up.
Well, the hottest part of the day is around between 1 and 2. It starts
so maybe like 10 a.m.?
I say it really warms up around 10 is what I was going to say.
8 to 10.
8 to 10. Yep.
All right, so let me get to the next 4 hours. That takes you to 8. Right? You hear the crickets stop, and now it's daytime sounds. Hearing some birds of prey. Let me go ahead and roll to see if you come upon anything in that moment. Sounds like you're good to go. So it's 8. Or, I'm sorry, 7. Now 8. Did you want to push on a little longer, or you guys want to pull over for long rest? You know, it starts to get dark around 6:30 or 7.
I'm good. be a good spot to pull over. What do you think, Adam?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Or sorry, not Adam. Tempe.
Barren wasteland. You know.
There we go.
Not too...
Yeah, and you're deep into the you're deep into the desert, or you've gone through the deepest part of the desert. Now you're starting to see some shrubbery and things along the side of the road. So occasional rocks, shrubs, etc. So you guys come to a halt, and boom, here you are.
Whoa.
And where would you like to set your camp
Alright.
up? In front of the wagons
Set
or
up
behind the
camp.
wagons?
Behind the wagons.
All right, let's see. I haven't set this camp up in a while to see if it still works. Oh wait, that's not the one you wanted last time. Hold on. You wanted the one with the tent. I believe is this one. Let me move it forward a little bit. And get it ready for you. All right, you now have your camp set up. How cool is that? Got a little fire going. And that took you about an hour, I'd say an hour and a half. So 9:26 in the morning. And it's starting to heat up. Your fire's not for heat, your fire's for cooking. You're free to move about the cabin.
I go inside the tent.
Mysterio is like...
Hang out under... Oh.
Friends. I've remained silent this trip. I'm on the horse. You're looking at the back of my head. I was beating the bugs off about me, and it's been pretty cool about our new time together. What would you have me do?
I'm gonna take a rest. Get some kit.
While I have my own provisions, I do not own I did not bring a pack, a bedroll. Would you mind if I hunker down, in this wagon?
I mean, I'm cool with it. Can we take the horses off the wagons, though?
Yes, I see where you're going with this. My plan was not to ride away while you slept. I assure thee.
No, of course
But
not.
I do understand you taking the wagon, the horses off the wagon.
Yeah, it also
Yeah,
lets
it's
them
good
rest.
for the horses. Yeah.
Yeah,
we
so
should
that'll
rest
be
them down.
that'll be theater of the mind, just so you guys know.
Does anyone have a horse low jack? So if he goes off, it's like
Put the
Marvel.
what's the bar that goes across your steering wheel?
click it between the horse's hooves. There you go.
They
now
have
you
it
can-
in Robin Hood Men in Tights. They just puts it over the horse.
You guys crack me up, man.
Love those
Yeah.
horses.
Yeah, so Mysterio is going to head back into the, into this cabin thing here, sort of doing his thing, getting some sleep. What are the rest of you doing? I see some people are sort of hunkered down. I'm going to put Glory in the tent. I think she's going to. No, Glory would go to the tent. I think. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
I'm gonna hang
Stefanos.
out.
Stefanos is
hang out
sort of like a
under
hang with the team, so she's going to take this bunk right here. And then I defer the rest of you to do what you want to do.
Yeah, Tyros is going to just cozy up underneath this wagon. So I'll be underneath it, getting out of the sun, but also keeping an eye out on things.
I just lay down in this nice little sleeping bag.
I am testing something out. This is not a what it does here. Yeah, I was just testing for that. All right. So so you guys are just hanging tight. Is anyone on watch? I'm sorry, I missed that. Please.
Yeah, I'm on watch.
You're on watch. All right, and you have your little doodad of doom that tells us if something is around. What is the radius for that?
30 feet.
All right.
I could swap out with you after 4 hours, by the way, if you do want to.
Sure. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't need to recharge anything. I don't need to attune to anything, so I don't need a long rest.
Awesome. All right, so let's go 4 hours. See if anything happens the first 4 hours. So off in the distance, before they're even within range of your weapon, up in the sky, you see it looks like 5 genies, off in the distance. They are paying no mind to you. They're just somewhat flying by. What do you do?
What are they, genies?
Yeah, DJINNI, genies.
The
Let him
genies.
go. Didn't we tangle with one and it was kind of a not nice person?
They don't.
No, that
grant
was a
you
different.
wishes.
That was a shapeshifter.
Oh.
So I don't think it was a genie.
Who's the only one awake is I'm sorry, the only one awake is Tyros, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so let me have you roll.
Tyros is just keeping a watchful eye on them.
Solid 16. Yeah, so these they're elementals with your 16. You know that they're immune to things like lightning and thunder. You also know that they have probably more hit points than you do, right? If you were to man it, they're a pretty significant group. But the other thing that you also know is they're good, right? So one of them sort of makes eye contact with you and just sort of looks at you with sort of knowing eyes as they're sort of going by. And just sort of gives you a sort of a little bit of a nod, right? What about you? So I think they're within like 100 or so feet of you at this point. Sort of, they're crossing from sort of the east, like the southeast to the northwest, sort of coming across.
I give him a nod and just a how do you do.
Do you let anyone else know?
Everyone is sleeping. They're far enough away. I've got a pebble in my hand ready to chuck at Dinjarin just to wake him up out of his sleep if I need to.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Yeah. So I think, and it does. You do recall that you did come across one at some point earlier, but it had shapeshifted, if you remember correctly. Or that was a Lamia.
No, that was something. Yeah,
that was a Lamia. Sorry, guys. It was my brain's addled. I'm old. But anyway, because that's the other thing that that genies, they can shapeshift, right? But he's sort of giving you this nod, like we're all good, and sort of. You pick up on sort of a gesture that looks like you're all clear, right? After looks like you're sort of like your travel ahead is pretty decent.
Good to know.
I give him a welcoming and acknowledging nod and kind of mouth the words "thank you." I assume they're just sort of doing a patrol. I'm not really sure what they're doing, but from what I can sense, they don't pose any threat to us. So I'm just going to let the rest of the camp sleep unless they start to pose the threat.
Awesome. Yeah. So they move on. They don't disturb you. They don't stop. They just sort of slow down a bit to sort of see what was going on, make sure you're not up to any no good, right? But you feel pretty good. Next 4 hours. Takes you to about 5:30 p.m. It's going to start getting dark shortly. No roll. We are good to go. They gave you the all clear, so you feel like you're going to be pretty well off for the rest of the desert travel. Or the Badlands.
We wake up and get moving then?
Yeah, I think it's, I assume I'm sort of the alarm clock for everybody, so I'll slowly wake them up. If anyone needed a long rest to regain anything or attune to anything.
Yeah, Glory, Glory comes out. She's been communing with her god. She still has some stuff that, she has not found. She's going to pop back onto the cart here. And same with Stefanos. Stefanos is going to ride in the other cart. You guys hook your horses back up. And Mysterio sort of looks at you with like, oh crap, am I on the horse again? And I assume he's on the horse again.
I think
You know
it was
what,
next duration.
I'll take the horse.
Do you want?
I'll let him be.
You want him? Where do you want him to
Inside.
ride?
He could ride inside, so that people could keep better eye on him, and so he doesn't. They like try to steer the horse in the wrong way.
All right. So you guys pack up your camp. Boom! It is gone. We just need whoever's driving the north wagon and who's driving the south wagon get into place. Tempe, I think your character is not moved yet. You do what you want to do.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've got myself driving the south wagon.
And I'll cool. And as soon as you guys are in the wagons, we're gonna take off.
Ready?
All right.
Move them up, roll them out.
So
God.
you guys start moving. You hear the little hoofy prints or hoof sounds. About how fast do you guys want to go? I wish it was a cocktail break.
How fast can a swallow fly?
That's a good question.
Is that the African or North American?
We'll go with
I don't know.
Westrosian.
The wind is to its back, so.
I don't know. I
The
guess
Flanian swallow?
I would personally say we should go as quickly as the horses can safely travel us. We don't want to like overburden the
Encumber
horses.
them, yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
but we are
Faster.
pressed for time, so.
Yeah. Medium well.
You feel like that's about as fast as you'd want to go with these horses. Pretty good click.
I appreciate the speed up.
Yeah.
It's a nice trot, right?
Yeah. So let's go a couple more hours. It's now dark. It's cooled off. You welcome the cool air against your face. Crickets are out, doing their thing. And in that 4-hour period, let's see if you run into anything. Nothing. Nothing at all. So on this, so you're 4 hours. I'm going to take you another 4 hours. That takes you to about 1:30 in the morning, and you notice that you're starting to get sort of borderline dead branches. You're getting into some more of a forested area. Hopefully that showed up on your screens. I like the parallax effect of these scenes, I have to say. Working on that timing was fun. Hi, Adam's wife.
Just printing things.
The prince. Purple rain. So yeah, so it's about 1:30 in the morning. You see if I'm gonna have you guys roll a perception check because you're all awake now, right?
Yeah.
Perception. Just see if you perceive anything.
You may have to roll for Aaron and Curtis and Stefan. Ooh.
I'll do these two. No, I'm not going to use Dark
Rolls.
Blood. Then I'll do Toph. Awesome, so we got our rolls. Look at that. Tyros, Tempe, Dinjarin, and Stefanos. Major epic. So, you know, you off in the distance, you hear the occasional scurrying. Sounds like maybe jackrabbits. The sounds of the wild have changed pretty significantly over the past few hours. It's gone from sort of like this relentless, you know, wind blowing and the occasional sounds of insects or skittering things that live in the deserts, to a little bit more lively. You occasionally see. You occasionally see off in the distance what looks like maybe a deer or something, sort of just running by. But for the most part, nothing to worry about, right? You feel like you're getting really close to the at the point where you're going to run into get to the forests. Probably just sort of the way the trees are sort of changing within the next probably 4 hours. So do I proceed 4 hours?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, let's see if you run into anything during that time period. Again, you're all clear. And yeah, this the desert's starting to become littered with dirt. You're starting to see the occasional puddle of water. You're heading out of the Badlands. Is there anything you would like to do in the Badlands before you leave the Badlands?
Does anyone want to forage?
You want me to stop you?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind before.
I
This
think we
seems like a
stop
good
at our
area.
camping time, and then we can forage once we set up camp.
All right, you'll be out of the
Sure, yeah.
Badlands if you keep going. Do you want to forage in the Badlands?
Yeah.
Actually, I wouldn't mind to forage in the Badlands.
Right,
Yeah,
so
I
you
think we
guys
gotta
come to a
forage
stop.
at
You slow down
all
quite a bit.
environments.
All right, spam risk. Good times. I don't know what's going on with the latest update from Apple, but my phone is unusably bad. All right, maybe time for Andrew.
They want you to buy a new one. Yeah, let's set up camp here and do some foraging. I'm gonna go grab some food.
In real life or in here?
Real life.
Oh, okay.
I'll still hear you. Just let me know when the camp's set up.
Yeah, I'll set up camp. So you're gonna camp in the
How
Badlands, or are you
covered
foraging?
we now?
Are you guys camping here or foraging here, or both?
I think we're forage. Are we doing both?
How long does it take to forage?
Well, however long you want, but it's
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let you do
But
two different things this time. One, you're gonna want to open up. Hold on, let me make sure you guys click the right one this time. Oh, that's right. I don't have them on my hotbar right now. Actions. Yeah, so you're gonna want to click. You're gonna open. So you're going to want to open up the roll for harvest. Don't roll anything yet. So you're going to want to do that, and then you're going to want to also click the view harvest locations. Right. So it's the basket and then the other thing. The basket and then that leafy basket. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
All right. So one at a time. I'll start from. We'll start from the top. Go ahead, Curtis.
When I open up the gather and harvest, there's nothing in it. It's not populated like it was before.
Oh, I gotta enable the one you're going to be able to gather and harvest. So, ownership. So thank you for telling me that.
And how covered are we right now? Like, is it fairly shady now with all these like?
It's shady enough.
Okay. Are they like pretty high above us, or is it low level trees?
It's a mix. These clearly are not. They haven't gotten a ton of water. A lot of them are dead. Right. They seem to be sort of seasonal.
Okay.
All right. So what else? There we go. So if you open that gather and harvest up again, you should see.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
So
in
here-
desert.
So yeah, you're in the desert, and so before you roll that, from the other gather and harvest, I'm going to let you either choose desert or all plants. If you choose all plants, you don't get to roll from the other gather and harvest. You just get whatever you get. Right, that you get one thing, but the idea is like the odds you're going to get something for sure, and you're going to get something that's random, right? If you choose instead desert because you're in the desert, then you will also get to roll from the other gather and harvest. Does that make sense? So there's going to be a sure thing roll. The question is, do you want a sure thing roll from the desert or a sure thing roll from anywhere? If it's anywhere, then you surrender as your second. So I'm going to roll for Glory and Stefanos first. So this is for Glory, and she's going to do all plants. She got some acid dew. So let me give that to her. And that is the only roll for her. All right. Just make sure it got into it. Acid dew. Yep, she has it. So she now has some acid dew. So Gloria's taken care of. I'm also going to roll for Stefanos. And there it is. Execute. And she is going to also... Oop, I've opened up the wrong one. She's also going to choose all plants. So that means that she gets one roll. And her roll is Black Cap Mushroom. So let me give that to her. And then we'll move on to you guys. And Toph, are you back? Or did Toph drop?
I'm here.
Okay, so for those who didn't hear this, the rule is this. There's the wicker basket, and then there's the plant basket. On the wicker basket, that's a guaranteed drop. You're going to find something. If you choose desert, you'll also get to roll from the other gather and harvest. If you choose all plants, you're going to get something from any number of places, right? Maybe it's something that a wanderer dropped, who knows. But if you choose all plants, that's the only roll you get. But the odds of you getting something interesting that's not in the desert is greater. So it's your call. Tell me if you're going to do all plants or if you're going to do gather and harvest. So who's ready to go next?
I'll do gather and harvest. Or desert.
So first off, click the wicker basket.
Got it.
All right. So you either from that drop down, you either choose all plants, in which case you get just that roll, or you can choose desert specifically, and you'll get that roll plus the gather and harvest on the other tool.
Okay, I think I did this right. I wanted to do desert.
All right. So choose the drop down for desert, and you got yourself. You do not have an herbalism kit, do you?
I do.
Okay, wait, hold on. Which are you looking at the gather and harvest window with the pretty picture, or are you looking at just this ugly little drop down?
Oh, I was looking at the pretty picture.
Oh yeah, no. So
Oh, I missed it.
So then go to the other drop-down thing and choose desert. Since you've already rolled from the gather and harvest, then you'll do the desert from the other one as well.
Got it.
All right, and that'll definitely give you something. And you got some fire peas. Yeah. So your first roll, the reason it says herbalism kit, it rolled against your herbalism kit. You got a 5, and that means that you didn't find anything. But with the second guaranteed roll, you did. So you now have some fire peas in your inventory. Toph, you have gathered and harvested. Next up is who go next?
I'll go.
Okay, whoever says I'll go. In order, roll from the wicker one first. Which are you doing?
I'm gonna do the all plants.
Okay, so it's one roll to rule them all. So I'm opening up
That's just the drop down, right?
Yeah, the drop down in all plants, because you're guaranteed to get something from one of those items. You got some flame lily. There you go, a band. All right, so let me make sure it's in your inventory. Yep, it is. You got flame lily. That is your roll, so you don't need to roll from the other one.
Nice. All
right, Tyros.
All right, I'm going to go all plants as well.
Everfrost berry. That's a tough one because that comes from the snowy areas. So it's good that you found it because it probably wouldn't have lasted.
Where do you find that in the desert these days?
Yep.
Bird must have dropped it.
Some you found it. It's in a component
swallow.
A little component pouch, right? Just on the side of the road, covered in a little bit of dust. Some poor traveler lost their Everfrost berries. And last but not least, actually, Mysterio's going to roll too. Mr. Tempe.
All right, I'm gonna gather from the desert.
All right. So that's the drop down one first. It's a guaranteed. And I'm looking for you. What wagon are you in?
I'm going from Pretty Picture.
No, go from the other one first.
Okay, so click what?
The wicker basket.
That's what I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, the planty basket. It's a bunch of plants.
Plant basket. Okay. Yeah. All right. Plant basket. And then I select desert.
Yep. Yeah. If you're gonna do 2 rolls, it's desert for sure. So you found some Marusa twigs. They are now in your inventory. Now you can search in the other one.
All right.
And also desert.
Yeah, there.
And it should have popped up, I think, a window, right?
Uh-huh.
And you click one of the things, and you found fire peas ×1. So the other thing about the official gather and harvest is if you do find something, there's some odds that you're going to find more than one thing. All right, so you now have fire peas.
Sweet.
They're in your inventory. Yep. So you now have actually you already had some fire peas, so you're good to go. All right, so you guys
can use extra.
So you guys you stopped, you gathered, you've harvested. I think you were there for about an hour. It's about 6:30 in the morning. I heard that you're going to press on a little bit longer until you get to the forest, and then you're going to set up camp. Is that right? So you guys are on your way, and we're going to head to the forest. Is there anything you want to do in the Badlands before you get to the forest?
I don't think so. I'm good.
I think again, just now that we're a little bit further, just kind of look around and see if we can notice more tracks, or because we were pressing the horses as fast as we can. Do we see more, like maybe that seems to be out in front of us again?
Yeah, I think you're seeing the same number of tracks because there aren't really. It's not like there's roads coming on from any.
Got it. So it's not like
cottages.
Anything's changed. Like.
Yeah, you're in the middle of. You're on the 5. By all the cow smells.
Got it. All right, cool.
David's like, what are they talking about? The 5 is the worst highway in the entire world, if you ask me. It's the main road between Northern California and LA.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
worst.
No, I've done the 5.
It is totes the worst. All right, so You guys, you look and make sure there's no narrative I'm missing.
Or, as the kids say nowadays, it's skibbity toilet.
Yeah, I don't understand skibbity toilet, by the way. Kids are dumb. Yeah, let me look at travel here. There we go. Yeah, so, you guys are heading into, the forest area. It's been a pretty interesting journey, and you guys are, you're going to be able to get most of the way there. Then you're going to take that sort of handwritten note that you got from Sid Dishes, and make your way off to the cave entrance. So, activate. You now should be experiencing any second now the sounds of forest.
Okay, I will say once we get to where we turn off to go towards the cave entrance, I do want to look around towards that direction and see, does it look like there was any foot traffic or anyone else has gone that way?
Okay.
I know Sid said that not many people know of it. It's pretty well hidden, but just to make sure, did anyone maybe find it or discover it?
All right, so here's some narrative. So, the Black Road, it eventually winds its way through the treacherous Dagger Hills, a region infamous for its sort of rocky outcrops, frequent landslides, and predators, both animal and humanoid. Stories circulate among travelers about being ambushed by bandits or dangerous creatures like drakes or wyverns. Hence, most opt to travel in well-armed caravans or accompanied by skilled guides. You guys aren't too worried because you kind of are a group of badasses. As you've made your way out of the Badlands, there's a notable change in the air. It feels almost pregnant with century-old secrets the closer you get to the mountains. So I will give you here. I'll show you a nice, pretty picture. Boom.
Ooh.
Look at you guys traveling.
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
So, as you make your way, sort of the dead brush sort of goes away, and you're sort of more into the lush forest. You're still seeing the same number of tracks, Dinjarin. You aren't seeing things on and off. There's no on ramp or off ramp, right? Nothing too much. The time is moving forward. A couple of hours, and then you guys suggested that you wanted to sleep, right? It's about 8:30 in the morning. Are you stopping and sleeping? And Dinjarin, I'm sorry, I forgot what you wanted to do.
It's not until we get closer to where we turn off to the cave entrance.
He's waiting for the fork in the road.
Yeah.
Ah, got it. All right, so let's put on a little bit of travel music. There it is. And someone needs to kill that coyote. I'm so tired of hearing him.
Coyotes are our friends.
We'll go another hour. Why is he still howling? I turned him off. All right. So when you get closer to Dinjarin, so right now you're about a day and a half away, and
Very
it's
cool.
8:30 in the morning. Do you guys want to make camp, or you want to press on? You're feeling like you don't need to travel as night as much at this point, but you're welcome to do so.
The territory seems a little more forgiving when it comes to the heat, so they're probably pressed.
How are our horses doing? If we were to press on, would they be okay? Or
as long as you don't go too fast, they're pretty okay.
yeah, then I say I agree that we just press on.
Yeah.
All right, and what are you what are you guys talking about? Are you talking about sort of the what Sid? You know, I think as well. I'll put this in your brain, just so we can do a little bit of a refresher. So Sid told you a lot of stories, right, about sort of the past, and as you travel, you remember a lot of what he was saying, right? So he was telling you about the legend of the sort of the mines of Tethymar, and as you recall, right, in the sort of the chronicles of dwarven folklore, I'll give you let's show it to you. Boom. There you go. So in the chronicles of dwarven folklore, the legend of the mines of Tethymar remains a poignant tale that oscillates between avarice and calamity. Right, these mines were once the heartbeat of the dwarven realm, an intricate labyrinth of tunnels rich in precious materials and gemstones. The dwarves believed that they hit the proverbial motherlode, and the mines quickly became a bustling hub for miners and blacksmiths. That's why there's roads there, you guys. That's why there's it's not that they're hidden. They just tend to be avoided. So, as you recall, I believe Mr. Jazz Hands, back at the in Daggerford, hinted at the same bit of narrative, but if you know them, they have an insatiable curiosity, right? And it led them to explore deeper and deeper. So eventually, they discovered something sort of extraordinary. There was an entryway that led into an even more ancient part of the earth. Right? It was guarded by an imposing stone door, very heavy and veined with glyphs, warning intruders of the secrets it kept. Right? Undeterred, the dwarves managed to pry open the door, revealing a flight of stairs that descended into the depths of an older, forgotten mine. Right? So, good stuff. Let me give you this picture while I finish. Their descent was sort of a point of no return. Once that stone door was opened, catastrophe ensued. Sort of the details actually remain murky, right? Even to this day, leaving the realm to speculate what terror was unleashed. What's undisputable, though, is the tragic fate that befell nearly all the dwarves within the mine. Very few made it back to tell the tale, right? Now, skadoosh. And here's another picture for you. So, adding to the mine's sort of foreboding presence, those who have dared to go there, multiple areas within this network have suffered from floor collapses, revealing glimpses of the abyss of the ancient subterranean world below. It's as if the world itself wanted to expose the older mine, a gaping maw inviting one to consider the terrible mysteries it holds. Now, sort of what you've pieced together from Sid and from the Harpers, and just sort of what you've heard along the way. And by the way, Mysterio is listening to all of this, and he's starting to look terrified. All right, this is not what he was hoping would happen in his later years of life here. But you feel like you're going to have make some choices, right? Because if you come upon one of these pathways to below, you won't know if it's a one-way entrance. There's a way out. Whereas if you find the stairway down, at least you'll know how to get out once you get in. But that's probably a decision that you guys will have to think about at some other later point. Now, from a Harper's perspective, they had lots of point of views on this stuff, right? The Harpers admitted that they have a hard time untangling what is legend and what is truth, right? But one thing is for sure that they knew, right? If ever there were a place secure enough to conceal a fragment of the Arcanic Wayfinder, that mystical artifact. Take two. If there were ever a place secure enough to conceal a fragment of the Arcanic Wayfinder, a mystical artifact of incalculable value and power, it would be deep within the labyrinth of the recesses of this ancient dwarven mine, right? So, the mere here's a little more visual for you. Sort of the mere reputation of the mine acts as a safeguard to its dark tales, even the boldest ventures at a distance. But beyond its fearsome repute lies a complex maze of tunnels and passageways. as well as an even older layer of the mine hidden for centuries beneath a heavy stone door. So the same thing that that you heard from Sid Dishes. So what secrets lie behind that dormant door? One can't say. Now for the Harpers, the allure of the mines of Tethymar as a hiding place isn't merely about its sort of physical barriers, but also about the protective fog and myths themselves, right? I mean, you can hear it in the voice of anyone who's spoken to you about these mines is they're interesting and intriguing, but there's no way in hell they're going to go, right? So, just from a sort of a legend perspective, it's a protective barrier to people going after stuff. Anyone audacious enough to seek a part of the Wayfinder would have to traverse a hazardous subterranean maze while also facing sort of the psychological battle stoked by the mine's legend, right? So the things that you've heard. So in a place where boundaries between reality and tale are indistinct, what location would be better for hiding something that would want to elude discovery, right? So in their mind, this made a lot of sense, right? Now, you guys have been talking for a couple of hours, 11:30 in the morning. Mysterio is squirming, uneasy, right? You can tell he's trying not to listen, but he's listening. Just trying to sort of gauge what the hell he's gotten himself into. Are you doing anything before you press on? You're about a half a day away. I look over at him,
and I guess I'm in the front, so I wouldn't really see him squirming. Because I'm on the horse.
Yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, you're
I'm just listening in.
Yeah, your carts have sort of next to each other. You're talking across carts. It's not like you're keeping it a hush hush. You aren't whispering so he doesn't hear.
Well, yeah, but I was gonna turn to him and say something about his body language, but because I'm in front and I can't see him, it wouldn't make sense. So
I would say, worry not, Mysterio. We get into all kinds of adventures like this.
Well, I am no stranger to the occasional adventure, but what lies ahead, it sounds a bit terrifying, quite honestly. And I appreciate sparing my life and bringing me into your fold, and I am excited to do my part. But Mysterio does have to wonder, what's in it for Mysterio, right? What's in it for me? So, I'm hoping that that found treasure, I will be able to have a part of the found treasure. It seems like I'm going to be taking on an awful lot of risk.
Well, it's better than being dead.
Is it though? I suppose time will tell, friend. Death may provide a better outcome than what we find in whatever you've been discussing. Now, I do have one follow-on question, and I don't mean to press. What is this archonic wayfinder? It's intriguing.
Yeah. We are, we're kind of piecing that together as we go, and it's kind of the reason that we're going to the mines to begin with. But typically any treasures, goods, valuables that we find along our way, we divide evenly amongst our team. And you being a part of the team, will get your share. Apart from the Wayfinder, that is.
That is fantastic. And and arcanic, magics, that's kind of Mysterio's jam.
We have a lot of people in our group who it's their jam too. So don't get too excited, but yeah, we'll see what's in there. Assuming we all make it out alive.
If you want to talk if you want to talk magic, I'd hop over on Glory's cart.
She doesn't seem to like me. She doesn't seem to like she doesn't seem to like anyone.
Cool.
I wasn't sure if she was with you or not.
She's tough to win over. It's not you. That's her. It's Glory, but she is the best kind of person to have on your side.
I think she's still a little jaded that you had kidnapped me too, so it's going to take a while to warm up to her.
Yeah, let's not forget why you're here, Mysterio.
Yes, penance, my friend. I do appreciate you. Well, if not having forgiven me already, that I'm earning your forgiveness over time. It was not my intent to do you harm, sir.
Well, apology accepted. I'm hoping you're in a position that you want to take a revenge on the Black Cult for putting you in that position.
I will do my part to disrupt, dismantle, and we'll give them a bad day.
Assuming he wasn't lying about, not actually being embedded with them, but we'll see.
Now, were you saying that out loud, or is that?
No, I said that out loud.
Okay.
I said that out loud.
So he looks at you, sort of, like knowing, like, I get you. I get what you're saying. But yeah.
And I was, by the way, while I was saying that, I know I'm riding the horse, but I was kind of polishing my rapier at the same time.
Okay. Good. Yeah, and that was not lost on Mysterio. So you guys, I'm getting the feeling like he's in this with you, but he's very trepidatious. But you have to understand, he doesn't have any of the context you have, right? So he's sort of a reluctant adventurer, but he could turn out that he's a pal and could provide useful.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people start, right?
Exactly. So, the night's pressing on, and do you want to do anything before you get to the foothills?
No.
Are you going to camp? The horses are looking a little tired. Are you going to forage?
Yeah, I think we should take a break, forage.
Yeah.
Camp.
All right, so then you guys come to a stop.
Jim, I will call out, just as an honesty thing. Somehow I have 4 items that I am attuned to, even though I'm only supposed to have 3.
Oh, can you unattune from one of them?
Yeah. Just wanted to let you know.
Thank you. I appreciate your real life honesty on that one. I'm assuming the same gear as last time.
Yeah, just in case, right, guys?
Yeah.
Nice and easy, simple.
All right. Let's move it up a little bit. There should be good. A little too far.
Nice.
And let's move it up one. All right. So yeah, your camp is set up. Same as before.
All right. I'll stay up this time and keep watch.
Thank you, Dinjarin.
Awesome. And Mysterio,
you want to rest on a cot?
Yeah, and he looks at the sort of the tent longingly, and with that he heads into the tent.
Here, come on over.
And I'll just sit. I'm gonna sit on the driver's seat of the wagon, just kind of watching, just keeping my ears out and eyes for anything.
All right. So we will go 4 hours and then do a long rest. Question for you, dear sirs.
Shall we forage?
Do you need to? Well, do you want to forge now, or do you want to forge in the morning?
Forge in the morning when we could see things.
Yeah, the odds will be better in the morning. But I will say, do you need to take an official long rest in the game, or do you guys want to? Do you need anyone need to get their spell slots back?
I mean, everybody has everything.
Yeah, you're all good, right? Because you haven't run anything. All right, so let's
go.
go.
I think we're all good.
4 hours ahead, which is about 1:30 in the morning-ish, and you were in the forest. It's all clear. Dinjarin, throughout the night, you haven't really perceived anything. It's quite beautiful. You can see the stars twinkling in the sky. The weather is fantastic. It's nice and cool, but not cold, right? And at this point, there's no skeeters, so you got that going for you. 4 more hours go.
For now.
And the sun comes up, and so we're going to put you at about 8:30 in the morning. We're going to do a courtesy roll to see if anything in the morning pops up. You've got another all clear. So other than the genies, nothing so far. So I heard rumors that you guys wanted to forage, and if that's the case, it's the same rules as last time. This time it's forest. You can do all plants, 1 roll, or a forest roll and a gather and harvest forest roll. It is your calls. I'm gonna roll. We're gonna do all plants for both Glory and Stefano. So give me 1 second. Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm gonna set that up for myself. I gotta grab it. I don't have those because I don't typically roll them, so I didn't have them. I don't have them in my macro bar. And then roll for review harvest locations. Okay. All right.
Like the little picnic basket.
Thank you.
Bottle of wine.
Oh, have
Very
you zoomed
nice.
in on that? Yeah, there's a.
Yeah.
Someone took a lot of time actually curating your camp. You'll notice that
Very fancy.
there's also for Magic users a cot where they would do magic-y stuff. There's a game out if anyone wants to play a board game. All right, so this roll is for this roll's for Stefanos, and she's going from the all plants. And she found some Dream Lily. She's excited about this one. Same with Glory. Glory is going to roll from the same thing. And what does she get? Oops, hold on. There it is. Gather and harvest. Mind Flare Stinkhorn. She's torn. Ooh. She loves the idea of Mind Flare. That sounds pretty badass. But Stinkhorn, I don't know. Kind of puts a little twist on it.
Not so much.
So Glory immediately is like, you see her leaping through books in her cot. Like, what can I make? What can I make? What can I make? All right. I'll call you. We're gonna go in order of my Discord. So, Toph, would you like to roll from all plants or specifics?
Specifics, forest.
Awesome. So first go for the wicker. Go for the roll for harvest, and then choose forest.
Got it.
Ooh, fun. So let me open up your character sheet. And we're going to drag that in. So you've got some red Amata mushroom.
Hooray.
Let me see if it's in there.
And then, do I do the other basket?
You sure do. And it's forest as well. And the world is your oyster. Look at all those possible things you can get.
Very exciting.
Hopefully you find something this time. Maybe. Is that enough? Look at that.
Ooh,
Morning Dew.
Hooray.
Makes sense where you are. You now have Morning Dew.
Hooray.
You've got 2 of those now. So, and then you guys know how to craft things, right? You remember how to do that?
Yes.
Yep.
No.
Well, while the next...
I know there's...
Go ahead.
I know there's like a more or less like a cookbook that we can access that'll tell us what we can make with what we have, right?
Yep, on your
Yep.
character
I
sheet,
just
click
forget
the
to
hammer.
grab it. Yep.
Yeah, on your character sheet, click the hammer. And then you can actually, if you start typing in the ingredient, it'll start filtering the recipes you make. I'll let you play with that async. Jinjarin, you're up next on my videos. I'm doing that.
I will do the forest specific.
All right, so you get to roll twice then. One's from the sure thing, so you got some Acid Dew. Acid Dew is very popular. All right, it is now in your inventory, and then roll from the other one. See if you find it. Ooh, that's for sure you found something. So you found some Everfrost berry.
I think I already have one of those. But that's good.
Thomas, you're on mute, I think, if you're talking to us.
All right, so let me pull that into your inventory. Sorry, I had a toilet emergency. Not me personally, but cleaning. We need cleaning supplies. All right, so you have Everberry Frost. Make sure it's in your inventory, Dinjarin, and then we're going to move to Tyrosa's next.
Right. I am also going to do a gathering from the forest first.
All right. Hagfinger.
Ooh, Hagfinger.
That sounds like, Glory hears the word Hagfinger, and she's like, that sounds like something right up like my witchy alley. So you now have Hagfinger.
Ooh,
Roll from the other one.
That is going to be useful.
A 10. Will that get you anything? I'm not sure. Fairy stool.
Fairy stool.
Those fairies poop everywhere, I swear. All right, so you're good to go. You now have fairy stool in your inventory. Last but not least, Tempe.
All right, I am going to go with all plants this time. See what I come up with.
You found some Hagfinger too. Glorious
All right.
super jelly. And since you went from the all plants, that's your only roll. All right. You now have harvested and you have foraged. And would you like to get back on the road?
Yep.
As long as the horses are rested enough at this point.
They are good to go. So you guys pack up your tent. I'll let you guys get back onto. Mysterio's like, hey, you know what? I've had a lot of cover. I'm gonna ride the other horse this time for you guys to show that I'm in it to win it. And I'll let you guys, once you guys move into the cart, we'll start the next layer, the next part of the journey.
Hey, Tyros, you guys gotta move into the carts.
Oh, yeah, okay. That was a good nap.
Yeah, and if you guys want to take a few minutes to look at your herbs and stuff, I understand that as well.
Yes, I was intent in going through my herbalism book.
Me too. I'm like missing one or two things here and there, and then everything that I can make is pretty lame.
Fairy stool is actually quite a good one too.
You guys see Mysterio's changes in. He's going to be changing into his street clothes. He said, "If that okay with you guys?" He has what he describes as sort of illusionist activewear. He's
As long as you're not getting sneaky in front of us, yeah, sure.
Illusionist activewear.
Yeah, he says his outfit is not skibbity. All right. Tell me, guys, when you're ready to go.
I'm all good if you guys are.
Yep.
Although we don't want to leave Timpy and Toph behind.
Oh yeah, sorry, I gotta jump in the cart. I had my character sheet pulled over it.
It's all good.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
All right, then you guys head forward.
Tyros looks like he's holding on to the back. He's like, wait.
No!
Running.
Yeah, so you guys, you're well rested. So you guys like kick these horses in high gear. They're busting a move. You're making really good time. It's about 10:30 in the morning, 11:30. Nice day outside, no rain or anything. This trail becomes very mountainous suddenly, or not suddenly, gradually. So, upon arriving at the area where the mines of Tethymar are believed to be, let me give you that. Because you know what? When you come around a corner, you are met with this.
Ooh. Whoa.
And me without my camera.
The landscape itself exudes an aura of ancient abandonment and untamed wilderness. A towering mountain ranges, ranges frame the area, their peaks jutting skyward like a jagged teeth of some forgotten titan. Sparse vegetation clings to the rock faces, lending the terrain a rugged, inhospitable air. So information provided by the Harpers indicate there's 2 ways to access the long-abandoned mines. Armed with that knowledge, the choice of which path to take weighs heavily. Each enters promising its own set of risks and rewards. So I believe you guys decided that you wanted to head to the southmost entrance. Am I correct?
Yeah, we also want to investigate, right? Pork.
Yeah. So what was now is the time to tell me the dealio.
So I wanted to check to see, like, because if I remember, Sid told us that not many people know of this entrance, and that it's not often tried. It's sort of a secret. So I wanted to look for any fresh tracks that look like people may have been gone towards the cave entrance recently, just to see if maybe the Black Cult knows about it, or there's a possibility like someone has been there recently.
Yeah. Yeah, so you get to a point where the paths sort of continue on. It looks like there's a path that heads into. Well, let me get back over here. That heads into deeply into the part of the mountains, the mine. It's not a primary path. It's almost overgrown, hasn't been used often, but it's clearly, it's clearly a purposeful dwarven made path, right? As a matter of fact, some of the stones that sort of surround the exit to the right, they indicate that this was once a, like, the mine is this way, sort of like way to the entrance, right? But most of, actually all of the tracks that you can sort of discern, they continue to go past, right? Now it does look like maybe something has gone through, but they've done. Actually, let's roll for this one. Dinjarin, I'm going to have you do this on your own. Investigation, because you were the one asking about it.
Come on, 20.
Come on, nope. 6 or 9. I can't tell which one. A 4.
It was a 6 because I have a -2.
-2. Yeah. So yeah, you you can't tell. I mean, all like just sort of. You can intuit that yeah, something maybe has come this way, but it's hard to tell, right?
Looks good, guys. We should go.
Now, for the rest of you, according to Sid's directions, that you go past this entrance a ways, right? And you look for an old, very large tree, and on that tree there's going to be some markings, right? They're nothing magical. They're just sort of like for those who are looking for it, it will mean something. For those who aren't looking for it, they won't even notice these markings. But you're looking for these markings. It's almost like surveyor markings, right? When you're wandering around, interesting. And you get to that point, and you see that there's a footpath that sort of leads off in this roughly the same direction as the mine, but it sort of winds around a bit.
All right, so we got to go on feet if we're taking the side way. Is that what we're saying?
Sounds like it.
That is what you're saying. So first off, let's stop your horses.
Yeah. So, do we want to let our presence known? Because if we just leave our horses in carts here and walk by foot, someone pretty much knows which way we went.
Yeah, I'd say if we could try to pull the horses or like hide them off to the side, get them up enough off the path and somehow hide them. And
yeah, we'd have to camouflage our wagons and The horses are going to be. I guess we could take the horses without the wagons on the footpath, or no?
Yeah, does the footpath look large enough where we could at least bring our horses?
It looks like there's a clearing off that you could tie the horses up.
All right, let's do that. Let's pull them in the clearing, tie them up, and try to like camouflage our stuff as best as we can.
Now there is you do have a bit of a predicament, right? Because you have your horses, and you expect you're going to be in the mines a while, right? So the question is,
do we kill them and bring them as meat? I was thinking that same question.
I think there's that, or you just
Trail.
let them go.
Should
Right,
we,
yeah.
Sort of like hide your
do
your
you
carts
really
and let
want
them
to
go.
take Mysterio into the mine with us, y'all? Maybe we should let him have the horses.
I think we were gonna bring him in.
Mysterio in the mine.
I mean, is there a real advantage to us or to him to do that? Like,
Oh yeah, he knows about magic, and
We do have a magic
it's
user.
just like this looks just like an old pet canary I used to have.
Yeah, I was gonna say someone had mentioned that using him as a canary in the coal mine was one of the intents. That might have been either Stephanie or Sarah. I can't remember.
I say
Yeah, he's coming.
All right. Well, I vote my child scream while I try to talk.
what if we let him go back to Flan, and have him report back to us any more he hears from the Black Cult. Like if they reach out to him or anything, he sends a
Yeah.
crow our way or something.
Yeah. Or uses sending if he's a magic practitioner. But
probably
I think,
better.
personally, I think he's a liability in the mine. It seems like he's losing his nerve, guys. And I also think that we shouldn't leave the horses tied up because they'd starve. So
Yeah,
those
maybe
are
we
my-
give him
Or they become food of coyotes or wolves.
a wagon and both horses. We keep one wagon, kind of as a payment for coming out this far, and he can make it the rest of the way to Flan.
Yeah, but then what was the point of bringing him? We didn't learn anything from him. He didn't do anything
True.
for us.
Let's ask him what he thinks he can provide for us if we let him go.
I was gonna say, might I weigh in? Might I weigh in?
Yeah.
I believe I overheard you securing sending stones from Mr. Sid Dishes.
Yes.
Now,
We did.
I am trying to earn my honor back with Tyros. So I would say you can trust me, but let's be frank, you don't trust me, and I have not earned that trust, and I get that. But I think you have a bit of a predicament here. I believe there's probably a small town within, who knows how far, right? And what I'm suggesting that maybe I do for you is if you were to give me one of the sending stones, I believe we can communicate, vaguely once a day or something like that. If you went ahead and sort of give me the all clear while you're doing that, I'll happily go into town with your horses and secure passage back to this point. And wait for your beck and call, and then can meet you wherever you so choose. Now, I heard maybe said Mysterio through the main entrance. That makes me a bit uncomfortable, as I will be by myself in what sounds like terrifying minings. But if I'm happy to follow your lead and catch up with you, as sort of needed. I'm well rested, and so long as you ping me within the next day or so, and you don't move too quickly ahead, I should easily be able to catch up with you, pending no unforeseen issues in whatever town is ahead. At least your carts would
I
be
like the
secure.
idea
Your
of
horses would be fed.
Having an Uber on call.
I like that idea too, but Sid,
Yeah.
just to let you know, we don't have too good of a history with mines, so it may be a little bit more than just a day or two. You might need to hang out there for like a week,
Yeah,
2
let's say a
weeks,
week.
a month.
Oh, so you will not want me on your adventure with you. You will just want me when you are done.
Yeah, you
see.
go, you hang out, you get some provisions, learn what you can while you're at that town, and we'll give you the sending stone. And when we need someone to come pick us up, you come back here, and we'll tell you
Oh.
exactly where.
And again, earning trust is its own reward. I will happily out of pocket expense everything needed to sort of secure the horses and passage, and make sure that you have a warm place to stay in advance of you needing it. I will come pick you up, but I'm still hoping I get some portion of the treasure.
We'll
Of course.
you'll be
receipts
compensated.
too.
Yeah.
Well, I like this. This plan sounds good. This is reward without risk. I like this.
Well, you do need to keep an ear out for any movements and things from the Black Cult, and let us know if you hear anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, that is my sweet spot. As I have already had dealings with said cult. Now, I do have to ask a darker question. At what point do I consider you lost?
You don't.
No, if you can't get us on the sending stone and it's been a month.
That
What do you guys
seems
think?
reasonable.
2 fortnights.
But Sid,
Yes, sir.
if you do prove that you are not trustworthy, the Smite Force has a way to find people.
Oh, you have found me once. In the
Yeah.
middle of the Badlands. I did not know what caused you to seek me out, but I hear what you're saying and I appreciate it, and we're good, my friend. We are good.
Okay, just letting you know. We will find you. If you
I do not doubt that, sir. I do not doubt that.
And
Very cool.
nods his head to this agreement as well.
with
That's
that,
fine.
since I have one of the sending stones, which I think Tyros has the other one. I'll
Yes.
give him mine so that I give Sid the sending stone that I have.
Okay.
It is the trust with me that you're building up, Sid. Don't fail us.
So he's appreciative. Like he really does like this plan. This makes him a lot more comfortable. I do feel sort of intuitively, you feel like, he is trying to redeem himself and is going to stand by his word and will hang tight for at least a month. Because, after a month, he will have probably out of pocketed himself into bankruptcy. So he's really rooting for you guys to come back with some treasure, right? So on that note, you guys pack up your gear. Everything that you're going to need. You see, you help attach the two carts to each other. You double up the horses on the first. But they're pretty light, right? Because you've taken most of the provisions you're going to need for this trip. And you guys head into the wild. Anything before you want to leave this area?
Don't forget, you need to take the sending stone.
Yeah, we'll do that theater of mind, because I'm not going to really give him a sending stone.
And then I'll also give him one platinum. Hey, Sid, here. I flick him a platinum and say, for any expenses, just a little to help out.
Dear sir, Mysterio appreciates.
Our
What's that?
Mysterio, sorry.
I assumed this was for me. You threw a coin at me. I've caught said coin. Watch this. Abracapocus. It is gone. But it is not. It is in my pocket, and I will spend it wisely on the wares and the goods that you need.
Thank you.
Indeedly-do. Well, I bid you farewell.
Mysterio.
Safe travels. Stiff upper lip. And don't let the mind get you down. Because they have a saying, the mind gets in the mind. Don't let that happen. You'll be okay.
Won't happen with me. No worries.
And with that, Mysterio trots away. You see your horses sort of disappear into the distance, sort of at least largely feeling comfortable that, you'll be okay, and or that your stuff will be okay. So, on that note, you guys trudge through the wilds. The bramble gets thicker. The trail is hard to follow, right? You're seeing the occasional. It's like a footpath, maybe. It looks like it also could just have been from animals crawling through. But Sid's map is surprisingly decent, right? It has at least the waypoints you need, and you find yourself here.
What's that?
So, giving you a little narrative.
Mysterio should not be with us.
Oh, whoops. Mysterio, he's in his activewear too. He is gone. Mysterio's gone. So the cave entrance. Wait, did I give you everything? I want to make sure I didn't miss any of this wonderful setup, right? All right. So, the Dwarven Caves of Tethymar. The cave entrance is an unassuming opening in the rock face, almost as if the mountain itself invites explorers into its depths. A natural archway of jagged stone frames the entrance, which is wide enough to accommodate two people walking side by side. Now, beyond the mouth of this cave, let's give you that to look at, because it's pretty. Did someone just open a chest?
I may have.
Boom, and we all died. TPK.
Okay, so hold on tight. The mouth of the cave. Rule of thumb: don't do stuff while your frickin' GM is reading you his narrative that he worked so hard on. Now, beyond the mouth of the cave,
I will close it.
Darkness shrouds what lies within, a veil that even the day's light seems reluctant to pierce. The air near the entrance is cool and damp, carrying the scent of wet earth and the subterranean promise of hidden mysteries waiting to be uncovered. Now, this thing appears natural, right? It's like a natural formation at first glance, but upon closer inspection, it reveals sort of a deceptive nature, right? There's uneven ground at the mouth of the cave. And it looks as if maybe dwarves have carved something into this opening, right? And there is a large. Let's see here. Hold on. Well, I'm not going to do anything until you tell me what you wanted to say. What you guys want to do?
Well, should we investigate to glean what we can from the carvings, or David, do you just want to open the supply crate and lever it?
I was actually curious, even though I know in the music we hear animals, but looking around, do we see animal life? Are signs of animal life around here, or does it seem pretty oddly empty for a foresty area?
Sounds like you might want to roll a perception check.
Yeah.
And Toph, are you rolling for yourself soon?
Maybe roll for Toph.
I'll roll for Toph.
Yeah, I think she said something about having to go take care of her kid.
A kiddo moment. So, not the best rolls you've had today, but decent. So Dinjarin, Tyros, you like there's wildlife, there's bugs, there's butterflies. It doesn't seem like there's death pervasive on the outskirts of this of this area. You first look from where you've come, and that seems safe enough. You look along the walls, and then sort of finally you're looking at sort of this door, right? And because of the roll, you get this piece of narrative instead of some other narrative. Unwelcome wagon. Upon first glance, the cave entry into the mines of Tethymar seems like any other cave opening, but upon closer inspection, it reveals some unsettling details. The etched geometric patterns on the surface around the opening have grooves that are unusually deep, their angular lines cutting into the stone with distinct purpose. To the seasoned adventurer, these peculiarities would spell out one thing: this entry is trapped. So,
It would be nice to have Mysterio around.
so yeah.
All right.
So
do we want to figure out how to spring the trap? Oh,
Yes,
I gotta go.
Let's mess with it. Who's got a stick?
So my
Anybody
question
have
is
rocks?
this: so do you guys want to work this puzzle, or do you want to start here when we next play?
I say we start here.
I gotta drop.
Yep. Start
got a
here in the
meeting.
next play.
All right.
This
So
is
when
a
we
good
next
spot.
play, you
Bye,
have
Autumn.
made your way to this cave entrance. There's a door. You believe that or there's an entryway. It's not necessarily a door, but it's an entryway. You can see into the cave. It's not like a door, right? It's just an entryway. You found some grooves in this entryway, and you believe that it's trapped. You also have there's a bag, some provisions on the outside of the cave that one of you've already looked in, but you guys can go through that when we play next. But that's what we'll do next time on Smite Force Chronicles. You're at the Mines of Tethymar. That was Season 4, Episode 1. The Path Less Traveled. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to officially end it. I'm happy to hang on and chat with anyone. I've got some time, but other than that, I'm going to end the official recording while I do that.
Excellent.
All right.
Thanks, y'all. This was fun.